Here we have the outside of the 2016 Elddis Accordo 135. As we move along, we will firstly come to the fresh water tank fill, push in, twist round and remove the cap. If it's locked, it will just spin as it is at the moment. To drain the fresh water tank down, we just need to come to the blue tap just here and twist. Beside this, we then have the flue for the space heater. We do not need to do anything with these, just make sure that nothing is obstructing them. And then beside these, we have the grey water drain, so anything that goes down your plug holes goes into the holding tank and then is drained off at this point here. Above this, we then have the location for the Thetford toilet cassette. So to remove, just lift up and then pull the cassette towards you. Before use, remove the cap and add your toilet chemical with a small amount of water. The cassette also empties from this place as well. Just remember that when pouring it away, to hold the button in here to release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. This is also a really handy way of giving it a quick good clean. This whole section here can also be twisted to be removed, so at the moment you'll see the arrows lined up here. You want the arrow lined up over here, so if you need to give it a real good clean out, you can do so, or if any debris has wrapped itself around the float mechanism inside, giving you a false reading. All of these cassettes now come on wheels with an extendable pull-up handle. As we now move on further, we have the location for the spare wheel. It winds down at this point just here. Underneath your passenger seat in the jack and wheel brace kit, there's a bar. That bar attaches to the wheel brace and then you wind it down. We then have the rear view camera up the top here, the access point to the back of the motorhome, and then the tow bar. As we now come round, we then have the battery locker. So in here we have the leisure battery and then the mains hookup point. We then have the vents for the fridge. We do not need to do anything with these, but again, just make sure nothing's obstructing them and try to avoid too much water being sprayed at them when washing the motorhome. We then have the flue for the whale boiler. With this particular flue, there's no cover that needs to come off, but again, just make sure that nothing's obstructing it and limit water going at it. We then have the gas locker. There is room in here for 2 gas bottles. The regulator just sits here, and then the hose comes off the regulator and then screws in to the propane bottle and then is tightened with a gas spanner. Bottle on and off on the top. Make sure that the bottle is isolated for travel. We then have the roll-out canopy. and then the diesel fill point, cap undone on the ignition key, tyre pressures on the door pillar, jack and wheel brace kit just here, vehicle battery sits underneath the floor of the cab, and bonnet release just here.